Why countries are building new cities from scratch. But these megacities have empty streets. Egypt building a new megacity from scratch in the desert. It can accommodate 6.5 million people in its the tall skyscrapes. Jakarta is planning to move to an empty plot of land in the jungle. Why these countries are building entirely new cities from scratch. Let's explore. Naypyidaw, Myanmar's new capital city, built from scratch between 2002 and 2012. Myanmar's third largest city by area, but an eerie ghost capital. Myanmar's third largest city by area. The official reason for building Naypyidaw is to alleviate overcrowding in Yangon. However, there is evidence that suggests the real reason may be a strategic military move. The location of the city is remote with poor access to the sea, making it difficult for enemies to invade. The road system is inconvenient, and there is a 20-lane highway large enough to serve as a runway for aircraft. The new capital is supposed to improve the government's control over central areas. Yet it has become known as an eerie ghost capital. Far fewer people live in the city than expected. Sejong, South Korea's new capital city, was first proposed in 2002 to combat uneven economic growth and congestion in Seoul. Construction began in 2007, and government agencies began moving from Seoul to the new capital in 2012. Sejong has everything a self-sufficient city needs, but many people still prefer to commute to Seoul. Insufficient transportation links and services draw people away from Sejong. Sejong is criticized for promoting car dependency and a lack of community spirit. Many people still prefer to take a 4-hour drive to their workplace in Seoul rather than move to Sejong. But as Seoul's pollution, overcrowding, rising real estate prices and heavy traffic continue, families are beginning to look outside Seoul for better conditions. As construction on Sejong progresses, more institutions and businesses are also relocating to the future capital. When Sejong officially becomes the capital of South Korea in 2030, the population is expected to increase further. Sejong and Naypyidaw are not the only new cities being built from scratch. There are numerous new city projects around the world, such as NEOM in Saudi Arabia, Bitcoin City in El Salvador, and Egypt's new administrative capital. Egypt's new administrative capital is an enormous project located just 80 kilometers east of Cairo. The new city will house the government and roughly 6.5 million people. The new capital remains virtually empty today, but the first people are expected to move in this year. The new city is funded by the sale of land by the Egyptian government and billions of dollars in loans from China. The construction of the iconic tower is also being completed by a Chinese construction company. There are concerns about the entire mega project itself, as it could become an exclusive city for wealthy Egyptians only. Nusantara, Indonesia's new capital city, will replace Jakarta. Jakarta is overcrowded, sinking, polluted. Nusantara will be built on a 2,500 kilometers square, roughly 3 times the size of New York City. Borneo is more geographically central and culturally representative of Indonesia than Jakarta. The new city will relieve Jakarta's overcrowding while enhancing economic growth in Borneo and throughout Indonesia. The new city will be built in 5 stages with stage 5 scheduled for completion in 2045, when the population of Nusantara is supposed to reach 2 million people. Countries are building new cities from scratch to alleviate overcrowding, combat uneven economic growth, and improve government control. However, there are concerns about the exclusivity of these new cities and their dependence on foreign investment. Only time will tell if these new cities will become a success with millions of people moving in. What do you think about building these new megacities from scratch? Would you want to live in one of them? Let us know in the Comments below.